Oh, Klaus, I was thinking about something kind of fascinating the other day, about relationships. Like those little things that your partner does that initially they really get on your nerves, but then over time, they become part of their charm or even like endearing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Amara, absolutely. That's precisely what we're talking about today, isn't it? This transformation of annoyances into affection. It's a very common, a very human phenomenon, actually. Psychologists, they even have theories about it, you see. There's, for instance, the so-called 18-month rule. Or, well, it's a pattern, really. You find couples, typically between 12 and 24 months, they start to perceive these quirks differently.
The 18-month rule? That's specific. So it's not just me feeling like I suddenly appreciate his weird sock folding method or the way he always leaves the tea bag in the mug for too long. It's a real thing?
Precisely. It ties into the mere exposure effect. It means simply that repeated exposure to something, if the overall relationship context is positive, it can actually lead to increased liking. What was once mildly irritating can, over time, become associated with shared happy moments, making it more tolerable, sometimes even charming. It's quite remarkable, really, the mind's ability to adjust, to integrate.
Wow. So it's almost like our brains are tricking us, but in a good way, like creating this positive association. But is it just about getting used to it, or is there something deeper happening in how we attach to people?
Ah, a very insightful question, Amara. It's much deeper than mere habituation. As a bond strengthens, your partner's quirks, they become an integral part of how you perceive them. It's not just an isolated annoyance anymore. It's them being themselves. What you might have once seen as, let's say, an inconsiderate act, now it's reframed within the beautiful, messy context of your love. We as humans, we inherently create narratives around our experiences, yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, instead of he's so messy, it becomes, oh, that's just my Klaus. Bless his heart, always leaving his books open face down. Is that what cognitive reframing is then? Like consciously changing that narrative?
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. Cognitive reframing is precisely that, consciously shifting a negative belief about someone into a positive one. You change the language, you change the interpretation. Instead of dwelling on the negative, you actively seek a positive reflection. For instance, someone who is very rigid in their habits, you could reframe that as grounded or structured. This process is incredibly powerful for improving relationships and, importantly, reducing your own personal stress. It's a skill, truly.
That's brilliant, Klaus. So it's not about ignoring genuine problems, but about actively choosing to see the good in those smaller, quirks. But how do we actually do that? I mean, are there practical steps beyond just thinking differently?
Absolutely, Amara. The cornerstone, it's always, always open and honest communication. You express your feelings, your concerns, but crucially, without blame. This prevents misunderstandings from escalating. Discussing these love quirks lightheartedly, it's so important. And truly understanding each other's love languages, that's another key.
Love languages. Oh, I love those. Is it like words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts? I always forget one.
Spot on. You know them. These languages, they help you understand how your partner prefers to give and receive affection. If you know, for example, your partner feels most loved through acts of service, you're not going to be disappointed if they don't shower you with constant words of affirmation. This understanding, it leads to much more meaningful interactions. It's not just talking, it's effective talking. Talking that builds connection, you see. It's about building a bridge, not just shouting across a chasm.
That's such a beautiful way to put it, Klaus. And it makes me think sometimes we take things so seriously. Is there a place for, like, just laughing about it all? You know, the silliness of it?
Oh, Amara, humor is a truly powerful tool. Absolutely. Accepting that both partners have unique traits, some frustrating, some lovable, it can foster a much deeper bond. Sharing a laugh about those shared annoyances, or simply acknowledging imperfections together, it actually solidifies love. Humor, it can totally diffuse tension during those frustrating moments. It's like a pressure valve, a healthy one.
So instead of getting annoyed he leaves his dirty dishes in the sink, I could, like, write a little note on one of them saying, "Your dish misses the dishwasher, darling," and then actually do the dishes myself as an act of service?
Precisely. And speaking of acts of service, that leads us directly to another critical strategy: acts of kindness and appreciation. Incorporating small daily affirmations, thoughtful gestures, little acts of service, they have a profound effect. Affirming your partner's value, their importance, it breaks down barriers. Simple actions, listening intently, remembering details, offering support, a surprise gift, planning a thoughtful date, they reinforce the partnership and really enhance that emotional connection. Expressing gratitude for positive traits, it's like watering a plant, you know? It helps everything grow.
You know, it's all about, like, our internal world, isn't it? My first reaction is sometimes, "Oh, not again," before I can even get to the humor part. It's about not letting those tiny things snowball. How do we manage that inner turmoil?
That's where mindfulness, Amara, and psychological flexibility become so vital. Being mindful in your relationship means you don't get caught up in every minor annoyance. You don't let the small things overwhelm you. It's about being flexible, truly. Not judging, simply accepting differences and becoming much, much less reactive. MBRE, for instance, teaches couples to prevent and diffuse disagreements by promoting present moment awareness, acceptance, and a broadening of your perspective.
So it's like taking a breath before you speak, seeing the whole person, not just the specific annoying habit.
Precisely. Psychological flexibility allows you to consider multiple perspectives, to remain open to different interpretations. This leads to more empathetic, more curious responses, not immediate defensiveness. It's about consciously shifting your focus. Instead of dwelling on the negative, you actively build upon the good. Positive reinforcement, sincere praise, it really breaks down those emotional barriers. Recognizing that habits, like eating pizza with a fork or humming off-key, are part of a partner's unique way of being, that can truly transform annoyance into an endearing quality. It is a powerful reframe.
That's a powerful shift, Klaus, truly. But what if an annoyance isn't just a quirk, you know? What if it's actually like a real problem? We're not just sweeping serious stuff under the rug, are we?
Ha, absolutely crucial distinction, Amara, and I'm glad you brought it up. It's vital to note that while transforming annoyances into affection, it does not mean ignoring genuine issues. It doesn't mean compromising your well-being if the annoyance is a significant boundary violation, or if it contributes to an unequal dynamic where one partner is constantly adjusting for the other. For those typical love quirks, yes, this reframing is incredibly potent.
So it's about discerning between a charming little oddity and something that genuinely erodes the relationship, right? The difference between, like, him always wearing mismatched socks and consistently being late to important things.
Exactly, Amara.
For the typical harmless quirks, they're opportunities for deeper connection. They are the unique brushstrokes on the portrait of your beloved. They are what make your partner, well, them. Accepting these little imperfections, finding endearment in them, it leads to a richer, more accepting, and ultimately a more loving partnership. It's about cherishing the whole, perfectly imperfect person, truly.